Fate studies, in fact, should help people become better, not make your life worse. The accumulation of karmic obstacles is easy, but eliminating them is difficult, just like the fat on my body. From the chart, you can actually see the existence of your karmic obstacles. So what in the chart represents these things? These 3 points are actually things in our lives that we often can't handle well. You'll feel like you're stuck at a hurdle you just can't get past. You just feel that way. You don't know what to do. Before the Lunar New Year, we filmed a video, and in just 2 days, it got over 10,000 views thanks to everyone's support. A lot of netizens gave feedback saying that we shared a really good concept in the video. In fact, as we often say, fate studies should help people become better, not make your life worse. If fate studies are merely turned into a tool for patriarchal oppression or a political tool to oppress you, then that kind of fate studies is actually wrong. It's just not right. So, for example, if you hear a fortune teller tell you, oh, your husband hits you, that's just karma from your past life, so you should just endure it, and tells you to just endure it, that's not right. Or if, for example, a fortune teller tells you, oh, women are ultimately supposed to have children, of the 3 forms of unfilial conduct, having no descendants is the worst. If you can't have children, you're letting your family down. That's also wrong. Because all of these are examples of treating fate studies as a tool to impose preconceived ideas and restrict you, which can't possibly make your life better. So what does that mean? We hope that this video will help everyone realize that, hey, we've brought up some really good points. Of course, when we teach fate studies, our goal is not just for people to get their fortunes told, but to truly understand what they need. That's why we want to share with everyone some of the things we believe are important in this field. In this era, we believe this is a better perspective to have. If you think our channel is pretty good, please remember to click subscribe and like. That way, more and more people can learn how to make their lives better and discover what it takes to live a more fulfilling life. So in response to everyone's requests, we will be sharing some of the common situations I often encounter during fortune-telling sessions. These issues usually arise from some of our traditional educational beliefs, which can lead to confusion in our lives. Sometimes, after having your fortune told, you end up feeling even more confused. For topics like these, we are going to start a series to share and discuss them with everyone. In today's episode, we'll be talking about the concept of karmic obstacles. Oh, learning fortune telling will make you take on other people's karmic obstacles. Or, for example, many people have had their fortunes told by teachers or masters, and they tell me, you have heavy karmic obstacles from your past life. Because of these deep karmic obstacles, I can't do anything well in this life. As a result, in this life, my family always wants to harm me, my friends always betray me, and so on and so forth. So, does this thing really exist? As a fortune teller, when you're doing readings or studying fortune telling, do you actually take on this kind of thing? Here, I want to talk to everyone about the term karmic obstacles. The origin of these 2 words, as everyone probably knows, comes from Buddhist teachings. In Buddhism, there is a unique worldview that believes the reason we come to this world is because we have some lessons that we haven't finished. If the lessons from our past lives aren't completed, what happens then? In this lifetime, we need to continue and complete them. Once we finish, we will be free from all attachments and can cross the sea of suffering, then reach the Western Pure Land. This is generally the basic concept most of us have about karma and reincarnation in Buddhism. Now, when it comes to karmic obstacles, basically, karma is divided into good and bad karmic obstacles. Karmic obstacles, of course, refer to those things that affect us and block our path ahead. So in fact, what does Buddhism talk about when it discusses karma? It will talk to you about body, speech, and mind. Speech and intention. What exactly do these 3 fundamental aspects, our physical body, our spoken speech, and our inner mind, really mean when we talk about the concept of karma? To put it quite simply, if I choose to help others and allow them to receive that help, then between us I have successfully established a positive and harmonious relationship. This is what we call good karma. But on the other hand, if I harm others, or if my various actions cause significant trouble for someone else, then of course I have to worry that, well, those others may eventually want to get something back from me in return. This could certainly be considered a form of bad karma. So, what does this mean for all of us in our daily lives? In what ways might we create this kind of situation? Here we need to talk about the 3 aspects: body, speech, and mind. For example, your physical actions, let's say you're driving recklessly on the road and cause someone else to have a car accident. That's an example of our bodily actions. Then, there are your actions involving your speech and words. For example, if you speak negatively or unkindly about other people, or maliciously slander someone saying things that clearly aren't true, but you insist they are. This is essentially using your own words to tarnish and damage the reputations of those around you. All right, so what does intention mean? Intention refers to your mindset or attitude. You might ask, can your mindset or attitude affect others? Of course it can. If you harbor hatred or jealousy towards someone, it can lead to these kinds of situations. Of course, we're not a Buddhist studies course, so we won't go into great detail about these things. But as I often say, the left hand basically refers to concepts from the Buddhist system, and it is definitely not from the Taoist system. That's because on the chart, it discusses a lot of these ideas throughout. Therefore, some teachers will tell you that from the chart, you can actually see the existence of your karmic obstacles. All right, but just as I often say, when it comes to karma, the formation of karmic obstacles is easy to accumulate and hard to eliminate, just like the fat on my body. We engage in these behaviors, and these situations arise as a result. If you really take a moment to think about it, it is always because I feel like I want to do this. I simply feel a strong desire to just go ahead and do it. I think doing this is ultimately beneficial for me, so I go ahead and do these things without hesitation. When you act based solely on your own personal emotions and immediate needs, you completely lack any real consideration for others, and you fail to take other people's unique perspectives into account, which inevitably leads to these kinds of negative outcomes and consequences. Oh, in the process, a karmic financial entanglement will arise between you and that person, and there will be some complications. So, in a previous life, if you did something like this, then in this life you might have to repay that debt. This is the most basic, fundamental logic in Buddhism. Of course, there are deeper aspects to it, but since our video is short, we can't discuss everything in detail. If any viewers have done research on this, you're welcome to leave a comment below and share with everyone. So, in our lives, there will inevitably be things like this, of course. So discussions like this will start to arise, saying, well, since such things exist, the first question is whether they can be seen on a hard drive. As we just mentioned, if we're talking about so-called karmic obstacles, since they originate from a Buddhist perspective, and if we're going to discuss this from a Buddhist point of view, then when Buddhism talks about karmic obstacles, it refers to your physical actions, your verbal actions, and the tendencies that arise from your personality. So does that mean that these are actually all things you can control, things you can decide for yourself? And since these are things you can decide for yourself, of course we can then see, for example, on our natal chart, which aspects are those where I am unable to control myself. From childhood to adulthood, we all receive and learn certain ideas, but some of these ideas are problematic. For example, you might be told that the emperor is even greater than your own father, or you might hear, if you marry a chicken, follow the chicken. If you marry a dog, follow the dog. Even if the person you married was human at first, but later becomes a dog, you still have to stay with him. These are actually distorted ideas. Why? Because they don't take into account a person's own standpoint as a human being. From this, we can see that these are usually influenced by another force, whether it's political or otherwise. Books and other sources hope that you will act according to their intentions. If this causes you harm, then of course this is probably not a right situation. Now, there are some things where we must respect others, but we don't necessarily need to care for them. The people around us, we don't necessarily need to take care of everyone around us. These are some better ideas. After we are influenced by such ideas, but even though we know that we should care for others, even though we know that when we get on a bus and see an elderly person, we should give up our seat, and even though we know that we should care about the people around us, what makes us different from animals is that animals live entirely according to their instincts. Humans, on the other hand, are different because we have been shaped by civilization and education, so we don't live purely according to our animal instincts. However, these so-called animal instincts are still present in our emotions. Sometimes you just can't help it. You can't help but curse at people, you can't help but find others unpleasant to look at, or you just can't help but think, hey, I just want to do things my way. That's just how I am. I'm willful. Right, why can't I have my way? Why should I let you have yours? Or you might say, that's just my personality. Yeah, that's how it is. Whenever someone thinks about things only from their own perspective, it's usually because they're being driven by their emotions. And when emotions take over like that, of course, it can lead to various problems in their life. In Buddhism, it's said that we should keep the six senses pure. That means when we start to let go of desires, emotions, and so on, we naturally stop having conflicts with others. It just happens naturally. Our karmic obstacles will no longer accumulate, and gradually, over time, one day, we will no longer be influenced by these things. From this perspective, what exactly is karmic retribution? It is precisely those emotions that we are never able to resolve. We are always unable to get rid of these emotional patterns. We just can't help ourselves. We feel like, well, if I don't have this, I can't go on. If you don't have it, you can't either. This kind of emotional state is undeniable. After all, we are human, and it's natural to have some emotional aspects. That's reasonable because we eat grains and live in a material world. We have an ego. We are neither immortals nor bodhisattvas. So all these things exist. But if we have come into this world just to complete our lessons, well, so isn't it true that these emotions we can't get rid of in the moment are actually the lessons we need to face? In this moment, when I feel like I can't get past something, when I feel like I absolutely need you, that I can't live without you, even though this woman no longer loves you, you still insist on clinging to her, right? Or for example, whenever I see something that isn't in my favor, I insist on putting all the benefits on myself without considering whether my actions is reasonable or not. Are these actions actually hurting others? Are these behaviors actually bringing a lot of trouble into my life? So these situations that we can't get rid of, that we can't resolve in the moment, are exactly the lessons we need to learn in this lifetime. So what in your chart represents these things? It's the positions of the Tuolua star, Yangxin, and Huaji in your natal chart. The Tuolua star represents our constant indecision, not knowing how to make choices. We're always entangled in that area. For example, if Tuoluo is in the spouse palace, then a person is always unsure how to handle things in their relationships. If you don't know how to handle it, then of course fate will make you learn how to deal with these relationship issues, specifically in the palace where Huaji is located. For example, if your Huaji is in the friend's palace, you might always feel that when it comes to your relationships with friends, the care they show you or your connection with them always leaves you feeling somewhat unsatisfied. Maybe your friends aren't good enough to you, or perhaps you do a lot for them, but you still can't get the care from friends, and that part of your heart always feels empty. Once you have that sense of emptiness, in the process of trying to fulfill it, you might forget to consider whether what you're doing is actually hurting others. Of course, this isn't a good way to get things done either. What else? There's also the stubbornness and persistence of Qing Yang and Xin. These 3 points are actually things that in our lives we often can't really handle things well. When your luck cycle comes around, when your timing coincides with those particular stars, you'll feel like you just can't get past it, like you really don't know what to do. On the natal chart, these 3 voids actually all refer to this. On the chart, we can see the areas where we need to put in effort. Now, this is something that we are born with. It's innate to us. So in certain schools of thought, whether it's these 3 stars or the 4 transformations, they treat them in a particular way. The palace where these are located is seen as the area we need to work on throughout our entire life. Since this is what we must strive for in this lifetime, it becomes our lesson for this life. And of course, the lessons of this life are the result of karmic consequences from our previous lives. You can see this from certain perspectives. But if we set aside religious logic, this is simply who we are. These are the aspects of our personality, mood, and emotions that we need to work on and improve in this lifetime. Everyone has them. Everyone will encounter these 3 palaces. So these are all things we need to work on. Can people change them? Of course they can, absolutely. Since both our actions and intentions are our own, and our mindset is our own as well, of course we can change. For example, have you noticed that I've gotten slimmer recently? Even though I have a body type that's prone to gaining weight, and it's easy for me to accumulate stubborn fat that's hard to get rid of, I can still slim down. If I can lose weight, then of course it's possible to change your life as well. Now, some people ask, if you tell fortunes for others, will you accumulate karmic consequences? If helping someone change their life through fortune telling brings karmic consequences, then doctors should all be doomed and lifeguards should all drown because these people also help others. So will there be karmic consequences? Maybe, but they should be good karma, not necessarily bad karma. All right, thank you everyone.